So for about the last month, I've been going through an Army course to make me qualified for the Civil Affairs branch. And basically our bread and butter is going out and talking with people, building relationships to try and understand the lay of the land and what's really going on in the area. In our exercises where we're role-playing and going out and talking to people, my team came across a person that was dealing with some sort of plague going on in his village. And then one of my teammates, when he heard this, he just kind of didn't really acknowledge it and went down his list of questions moving on in the conversation. And then when we got to the end of the exercise, the instructor kind of dinged us on it for not showing that level of empathy, for not really showing that ability to understand and share feelings with others. So I've talked a little bit about how technology decreases empathy, and it definitely makes sense in this scenario. We're not face to face with someone. We can't really understand, there's a screen that separates us. It's harder for us to pick up on those cues that someone's feeling a certain way. And also this was a made up scenario, so it might have been harder for us as a team to be like, oh yeah, that sucks. I feel for you. I know where you're coming from. Well, not really know where you're coming from. Well, we kind of do because COVID. But anyways, in this scenario, it was really easy for my team to just get caught up in the questions that we wanted to ask this person, because that was kind of the whole point, to gain information. So I think it's really easy for us to only focus on our checklists and the things that we need to get done and not really paying mind to the people around us. Can anyone relate? And I think that's really the trick with empathy, or people that identify as empaths, or people that work in therapy as counselors, as therapists, as psychologists. In order for us to have that level of empathy for others, we need to have some spare energy. And that energy is allocated to, that time, and that headspace is allocated to another person, to put yourself in their shoes, to feel what they're feeling, even for if just a brief second and, not to the same intensity. If we go too far in that, we risk getting too caught in other people's affairs and their emotions and their feelings. We risk losing sight of our personal goals, of our energy, of our time. So while yes, we can give our time and our energy to allocate to others, to build relationships, to have a sense of community, we at the same time need to show that amount of time and energy towards ourselves so that we don't get lost in it with other people. It's all a balancing act. I think there are varying levels of empathy, and I think it's really just dependent on how much time and energy you have or are willing to allocate to others. Some people don't have it at all, and some people have a lot of it. And I think it just depends on your personal preferences and your lifestyle and your circumstances, none of which, there's no judgment here. Whatever works for you, works for you. Me, myself, since I identify as an empath, though, I don't think I'm that extreme. I would find myself somewhere in the top half of how much empathy or time and energy I allow to other people. I mean, Disney movies make me cry, so I'm really capable of putting myself in other people's shoes, even imaginary people's shoes. So where do you fall on the spectrum of empathy? Are you non-empathetic? Are you super empathetic? And what works best for you and your mental health? Let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed this little chat on empathy. So until next time, I hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.